Like, maybe as long
everybody.
as yours
Every time, guys.
At least we weren't talking about something embarrassing, like Charlie normally starts.
I mean, I don't have any control of when I hit the play button in.
I mean, to be fair, you do warn us.
Yes.
We just choose to continue talking about random shit.
This is also true. Yes, hello.
Charlie, this is a very important conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could just have a little 2-hour banter session, and play absolutely nothing, just hang out and chat and have Saturday.
We could have a 2-hour before the game and still have random banter or tangents in the game.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That is within our power.
Indeed.
Always.
But welcome back to Whispers in the Mist. Has it been 2 weeks since we last played? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did two weeks off.
Okay.
So yeah, been a little while.
My memory's not complete shit. Good to know. If you are joining us and enjoy what we're doing, there are many ways to support the show. We have a Beacons page with all of our affiliate links. We have a Redbubble, a Coffee for direct donations. All of our social media is also on there, so you can follow us and keep up with updates about the show, or grab a link to the Discord, where the chaos never sleeps. If you
Never.
Ever.
If you're watching the VOD on YouTube or Twitch, you can like the video on YouTube, and you can subscribe on YouTube or Twitch. Or just follow us on Twitch. That's also an option, so you can get notified when we go live. And chat with us as things happen. So I think that's all I've got. Take us away, Darren.
Nice. Fantastic. While you were talking, I was just thinking in my head, oh gosh, what the hell happened in the last episode? Because we gotta do a quick recap.
I have Crow Baby written down, so that is obviously very important.
Yes.
That was the entire episode, was Crow Babies.
Yep. Yeah.
No, there was a panther thing, wasn't there?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Well, we started last episode with a revelation from Ruby, because in the episode before, we witnessed a man being disemboweled and murdered in front of Ava's eyes by some invisible creature or power or force or something. Don't really know.
Didn't it all re-traumatize her at all? Not even a little. It's
Not
fine.
even a little.
We're fine.
So after seeing this man absolutely destroyed, they did a little bit of searching, and the main thing that they got, trying to piece together what the heck just happened, was there was like a almost like a burn or brand mark on this man, which was an eye with a what did I say?
Seven pointed star.
7 pointed star. I just got to write the number 7 because I keep trying to count on the thing that I drew. 7 pointed star. Okay, as the pupil. So they got that. Went back to Ruby, explained everything. Ruby made a fantastic roll to see if she's seen it before, ended up critting, which meant that I got to tell you all about it. And essentially, it was the mark of someone who has been targeted by a ritual or some sort of spell that summons an invisible creature known as a seeker, which goes after the person and kills them. That's the main details that you got out of it. But you also know about it because this sort of thing has happened before, back in your home cult of the Good Mother Ministries.
Home sweet cult.
Home sweet cult.
Home.
And you had done some digging back then. Didn't get a whole lot of answers, but you did see that symbol before and were able to figure out some stuff about the ritual that was used to kill this person. You didn't know if that came from within your cult to kill one of its own cult members, or if it had come from outside. But that was stuff you were sort of piecing together. So after picking up on that information, you guys also identified some new ciphers, a couple new magic items that you have in your inventory now, and decided to head on to the next town, which we were heading north along the railroad, but not taking the railroad itself, so that you could keep your cart and not have to, pay exorbitant ticket prices. But along the way, we had a fantastic little encounter with just a little creature in the woods. It was a some sort of like panther-esque creature that was a little too human-like, and it pounced on your cart. We had some excitement with Garon almost falling off the back of the cart as Ruby tried to knock the creature off. Almost inadvertently knocked Garon off, but it happens.
Ava's got quick hands, though. It's fine. She caught
It's fine,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. You were about to fall off, and Ava luckily rolled really high, so she was able to reach out and grab you. But eventually defeated the creature, and were able to actually like harvest some material from its body in a little vial, which was I forgot what we ended up calling it, but essentially
Wamp away.
Oh yeah, wamp.
Camp away.
Yes. And we were able to grab that off the creature. So now we have a little vial of this stuff that will keep away some like more physical monster presences that would be scared away by the scent of this beast.
But probably not bigger things than the beast.
Likely not. Or things like supernatural, like ghosts and stuff, are probably not going to care about the scent.
No, absolutely not.
Yes.
Their olfactories are diminished after they die.
Yes. But with that, you guys continued on the road, spent a night out in the forest, continued on the road to Hotchkiss, which is the next town over. And as you guys are approaching, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the town itself. And as you guys sort of approach the streets, and you find this very small lumber town. Their whole thing is lumber. They are built on a river, and they cut down the trees upriver and use the river to basically transport the logs downstream until they hit the town, where they're then pulled out and processed into 2x4s and other wood materials, which then go out to a lot of the surrounding towns, including the town you guys just came from. It's a small company town. It's owned by Barrow and Locke, which we've heard a few times. Yeah, that's basically all the information right there. As you guys are kind of approaching Main Street, it's afternoon, sun is still up, but as you approach, and you see basically a spattering of houses. It's a very sort of organically grown town where people just kind of plopped their houses down wherever there was room. What's sort of your plans? What are your thoughts as you come up? Do you have questions that I can answer for you? What are we thinking?
We should probably scope out somewhere for our show.
Yep.
And a place to stay tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. With your thoughts on the show, first thoughts come to mind of like, there's definitely going to be a a central gathering location of some kind. But you also know that like this is, when I said very small, I mean like a very small town, like maybe 100 to 200 people total as the population. Basically everyone that's in the town is working for the lumber company or are like the spouses or children to the people working at the lumber company.
So don't swindle people because they'll figure it out really quick.
Yeah, it's the kind of place where you're not going to get lost in the crowd because literally everyone knows each other.
Is this is Hotchkiss smaller than Boone was?
Yes, quite smaller, quite a bit. Yeah, Boone was actually large as far as towns go, because it was like kind of this hub between two railways, and ended up being a place that a lot more strangers come through. So it's a little easier to just kind of approach and get lost in the crowd. Here, not so much. Yeah, so you guys start rolling into town. You see you pass by a couple of people on the street, specifically these two women who are like walking. It looks like walking away from the center of town. You pass by and they like watch you guys pass and start whispering to each other. Gossip has already started.
Hate that. Small town gossip.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you guys, that's gonna spread very quickly.
Ruby definitely smiles and gives a very friendly wave.
Let's grab a roll actually off of that. Just a difficulty 2, essentially like persuasion check sort of thing.
Oh, so it's difficulty 1 then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Just roll a 3 or higher for me.
It's that doll face she has.
18.
18? Oh, plenty.
Those big doe eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wave. They wave back and smile, and turn to each other and whisper again. You can kind of guess that you've right off the bat set kind of a favorable view for yourselves, which is good. If you overhear the gossip, it would end up being something along the lines of, "Oh, these strangers came into town, but they seem friendly. Maybe we'll go chat with them sometime." Cool. So yeah, you guys continue on into town, reaching this like kind of more town square-ish sort of space. It's more like gathering area. You notice that most of the buildings are living spaces, but you do spot 2 buildings that have signs in front of them, seem to be more of a business. One of them is this very small, it's just a sign that says general store. Generic, doesn't have a name on it or branding or anything, just says general store. And then across the street from it, immediately on the other side, is a small inn. Just says inn, very generic. Seems like this is the kind of place where people don't have to worry about like branding or anything, because there's one general store, there's one inn. So that's all you got to label when you're there. So yeah, where do you guys?
Should we check into the inn?
Probably.
Cool.
Bed is always nice.
Mm-hmm. Karen's like,
as long as it's not too expensive. He doesn't actually say that out loud. I just feel like you can
but he's just
feel that, you know,
for some reason.
You know what
we all
he's
just
thinking.
immediately know.
As long as it's not too expensive. Well,
Ruby
all right,
will pat him on the shoulder and be like, "We won't eat at the inn, I promise."
Perfect. All right, you guys roll up, park your cart and horse outside, and heading in. You see just like a small little lobby, a couple of chairs against the wall, and then next to essentially just like a table, not even a desk, just like a table that's been set in the middle of the room, with just books and scattered paper in front of it. You see a man standing there. He's got, just like a basic white button up, or it was white at one point. It's gotten a lot of like brown and yellow stains on it at this point. And then just some brown slacks. He's standing behind the table. He sees you guys come in and he's like, "Oh, strangers, more strangers. We just got a couple in recently. How are you doing today? What can I get for you?"
Well, we'd like room.
You know what? That makes sense. That's kind of my thing.
I was gonna say, do you have other things? Yeah,
once I get to know you more, maybe I can let you in on what else we got. But for now, town. We've got.
Okay.
I don't know you like that yet, but I'd like to. No.
So yeah, he mentions that. He's like, yeah, we've got a few rooms, just 2 beds in each. For a room, are you paying with cash or scrip? Now I'm gonna pop out a character real quick because it's the first time you guys have heard of scrip. Company scrip, or just a lot of people will just call it scrip, is basically in these company towns, especially the smaller ones. Usually they'll have their own form of currency. Barrow and Lock has their own Barrow and Lock scrip. And usually the employees are paid with scrip, and it can only be used in these company towns. So that's a whole thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just like an actual fact from the time, which I love.
Sounds like crypto.
Yeah.
1920s crypto.
Ruby's making a note that it sounds like an economy cult.
Yes.
Because out of character, I am aware of the historical implications of scrip, but is that a concept our characters are also well aware of?
Can you explain? What do you mean by that?
Like, even though I guess for Giron, even though he didn't live in a company town, does he understand that company towns have scrip?
I will leave that up to you.
Okay.
I don't think, based on where you guys have traveled so far, I don't think. Yeah, you might run into a town with script. Yeah. So I'll leave it up to you if you've kind of
Ava would know.
figured out the concept. Ava would definitely know. Rubies, you've done a lot more distance traveling, so you probably would have run into that a couple of times.
Yeah. If her own personal town doesn't utilize some form of this method to like control people.
True. Yeah. Well, in my head, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Back in your town, there probably wouldn't have even been a currency.
Yeah, there probably wasn't. It was probably
everyone puts in their weight, and we'll take care of all of your needs, food and shelter and stuff like that. But
I think the higher ups might have had currency where they benefited from the lower portions. Ruby is familiar with currency, but
yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you would be, but it's like how it would have been advertised from the higher ups is you guys don't have to worry about that stuff. We'll take care of it. It's the whole mentality of trying to make people dependent on you.
So Ruby is familiar with
mass codependency.
Mentality of a company town, not so much like
it's basically the same thing, except you have like a physical and scripts usually come in like in coins, like iron and some other maybe brass, some other forms, and then they're stamped, and then you just got this little metal coin that has a number on it, and it's like this one's worth 5 script, this one's worth 2, so anyway, the guy says cash or script, it's $2 a night with cash. If you have script, it's $1 a night.
We'll be paying with cold hard cash.
Fantastic. Do you need 2 rooms? I see there's 3 of you.
No, we'll take 1 room.
Hey, all right. Up to you. All right.
You're on just nodding. Like, yes.
I wish she did it specifically so girl wouldn't yell at us.
He's like, and do you know how long you'll be staying with us?
Maybe a night or 2.
All right. We'll do 2 up front, and then you can just pay for whatever nights you guys stay extra.
Perfect.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys hand that over, Ruby, our treasurer, $2 cash off. And then he's gonna hand you guys a key. He says, you guys are upstairs on the right. You see that like immediately, like looking at this place, this is a small building. It probably only has about like 4 rooms, maybe. He says, I'm going to put you guys up on the right. We've got 2 other people here. They're staying in our room downstairs. We'll keep you guys kind of separate so you don't have to hear each other through the walls.
Okay. Are they noisy or something?
No, I'm just trying to help you out, you know?
Okay.
And then I think he pauses for a second, and then says, and if you need anything to, help you go to sleep, let me know. I got some stuff. And
we'll
Yaron's
say
like, ah, yes,
the
herbal
offer
teas.
is much appreciated, and she'll give a wink and a cute little curtsy in.
I think he takes a second and he's like, okay, that was too vague. Are you saying that you're interested or?
Wink, wink. Walks away.
Probably does walk away in full honesty. She's not.
Wait, come back. Come back. What you got, man? How much?
It's like, I mean, I've been, I think he like looks behind you guys, sees the door is closed, and he's like, I've been brewing my own moonshine.
Yeah, figured.
Sell it by the gallon. $25 cash. If you ever get script, $15 script.
All right. Well, let's hold off on that. And
Hey, all right. Hey, it's really good moonshine. I make it myself, so it's real good quality.
You got a sample?
I can manage a sample. He just reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out a flask, and he untightens it and just hands it over to you, Ava.
She'll take a shot and then she'll pass it over to Ruby.
Ruby will also take a shot, like no hesitation.
Perfect.
You're on.
Perfect. Let's grab a difficulty 3 physical
My favorite. Drink the random things that they hand you. Yes.
Difficulty 3. Garon, are you taking a swig as well?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's good. So you guys pass it around. Each take a quick sip. Not enough to be rude.
Yep.
What did you say this was?
Difficulty 3. Might.
Might. Okay.
So what's the number?
So 9 or higher is what you got to roll.
Oh, I got a 10.
Hey, fantastic.
Hanging on by them.
Yep, I'll explain that in a second once we hear from the other two.
I got a 20.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I got a 12.
Nice. All right, so you all pass. You take a swig. Basically, this is to stop from immediately like coughing and choking on the absolute strength of this moonshine. So you all hold it together quite well. Ruby, it looks like you're taking a sip of water. You can taste it fully, but you're able. It's just like, oh, that was.
Ruby knows how to drink.
From the outside, it seems like, yeah, exactly. You know, I think he looks quite impressed by you. And he takes it back and is like, yeah, strong stuff, but you know, it'll just a couple of sips will make the night quite enjoyable, if you know.
All right. Well, let me talk it over with my friends, and we might come back down and get some.
Sounds good. I got plenty. Trying to offload it, but you didn't hear that from me. Anyway, you can head up to your room. He hands you guys a key, and yeah, there you go. So heading upstairs, it's just the immediate door on the side. Stairs are quite creaky as you go up, you notice. And you get up to the top, open the door, head in. Very simple room, 2 like twin-sized beds, and a
Ruby can cuddle or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a nightstand in the middle of the 2 beds. And then just like a basic wardrobe to store, you know, clothes and stuff or whatever else you have. But yeah, there you go. You have your room here. We're verging on like, you know, what would be 4:30 p.m. What are we thinking?
I'm curious as to the other people who are staying here and what news they bring, but also we should probably look for news of the area. Figure out whose town we're in.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I mean, if we're in a Baron lockdown, we're definitely in enemy territory based off of what we've been.
Yeah, I don't want to play a game of
Exposed to.
hide and seeker.
Yeah. I don't really either. That sounds terrible.
Good.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. Hide and seeker. Yep. All right.
Well, yeah, maybe we should find like a tavern or something to get the town gossip and find out what maybe like where there is a good place to set up for a
This
carnival.
guy might be the town tavern, if I'm being honest.
What? This might be it?
He's the one who has the booze here, and it's a pretty small town.
Yeah, as a reminder, there wouldn't be like a tavern unless it was like a full speakeasy.
Oh yeah, because there's no
prohibition. Yep.
Yeah.
Prohibition.
So it's like this is the guy. It seems so far,
He is,
or at
Well,
least he's given you that impression at the very least.
we should probably talk to him and see if there's like a hangout place, and maybe we can buy some moonshine. I don't know, 25 is a lot.
General Goods might also have some rumors of. I would guess anyone who comes through stocks up with them at one point or another.
Yeah.
They probably handle the post as well, so I'm sure there's a lot that comes through. Honestly, we don't need to pay $25 for his moonshine.
Probably not.
Yeah, I was just saying, is there like a place where people hang out and drink? You know? I figure Ruby can bat her eyelashes at people and get us some drinks.
I think finding out where, like, if there's any paying jobs here.
Mm-hmm.
We lucked out on some lucrative opportunities in Boone, but that's not going to last forever.
True.
We also have a show to put on.
We do have to figure out somewhere to put a show on.
So
Maybe we could strike a deal with the booze guy. Like he could sell some moonshine at a show.
It depends on how active the cops are here.
Does the batting your eyelashes not always work on the cops? Because I was under the impression that it always worked on the cops.
It works for us on the cops. That doesn't mean it works for everyone on the cops.
No, I know. I know that it doesn't work for me on the cops, but
No, I just don't know if I'll be able to get everyone involved out of trouble with the cops.
I don't really care about the rest of them. I just
Theoretically, yes, it should work with the cops, but
you could just play small, innocent, adorable girl who doesn't know that there was moonshine at our show.
Yeah.
Just play innocent. Play dumb. I can do that one.
Innocent and dumb, okay. We'll work on that.
So naive.
Oh, start with the general store?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
just
general store, see
see
if
what they got there.
Maybe scope out the rest of the town?
Yeah, get information. See if they have weird shit going on.
Get the word out about our show. We should probably scope out a place for the show and maybe have it tomorrow sometime.
Rest for tonight.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. All right. So what are we doing right now?
Heading
General
across
store.
Well, is the general store
Yeah.
across the street? Heading
Yeah.
across the street to the general store?
Basically, it seems like there's like this is like the quote unquote town square, and it's like this is where all the the buildings that aren't houses are located. So yeah, you guys head on downstairs. The stairs creak again as you go down. Go out the front door. Across the street, we see the general store. You also see now, down like 2 buildings. There's also a building that looks more like where the town sheriff or some sort of local police department would be. Again, another small building. But yeah, across the street, general store. You guys heading over there? Great. So the front of it is basically this porch. You walk up the stairs, head up to the front door, open it. There's a little bell on the inside that's hanging on the door. So as you open it, it hits the bell and it rings as you enter. You don't immediately see anyone as you come in. You see some basic shelves, which has a lot of your standard stuff, canned food, a whole bunch of cigarettes, because it's the 1920s, and other basic necessities. There's even like some fresh fruit, like some apples and stuff that they have in a crate. And then coming from the back, coming through a door, summoned by the sound of the bell, you see this woman in a simple dress. She's got like a basic apron on in the front of the skirt part of her dress, and she's walking out like kind of drying her hands on the apron part, and she comes up and to the desk and says, newcomers, welcome. Do you guys need anything? What can I help you with?
Ruby will ask if, or we'll say, we're new in town and we're just trying to get familiar with the area. We're traveling entertainers of sort, and we were wondering where would be the best place to set up a show to entertain people, as well as any news. We've been on the road a little bit, and we like to learn about the areas that we're in.
Excellent. Yeah. Traveling show. What do you guys do? What do you perform?
Ruby will go over what everyone does.
Gotcha.
Ruby describes herself as just the ring. Well, I don't know.
The ringleader.
Ringmaster.
The ringleader of the shit show. It's fine.
Perfect. Yeah,
I'm the one who grabs all the attention, and these two are by far the talent.
Perfect.
Can I use edge magic to make it like a single flower, just like little magic, a sleight of hand.
That's amazing.
Oh,
little daisy, I guess, and hold it out to the lady.
Oh, she reaches out. She's like, "Oh my god, that's so nice." She like takes it. I think she's gonna like put it in a little pocket on her dress. And we'll treasure that forever. And she's also like, "That's also insane that you just summoned that."
I won't show you my skills. It's
yes, well, it sounds impressive, but it's not in here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But well,
please don't.
Yeah. He's like, well, as far as where to do it, I think honestly, right outside the store is probably a good place. A lot of people come through here on their way to and from work. Honestly, early in the morning is when people are going to work. So maybe you'd want to do like in the evening as people are coming back and have some time. There's basically the town empties out as everyone is out cutting lumber or upstream grabbing trees. I think she's like, honestly, they should be coming out fairly soon. So setting up is probably your best bet. But yeah, what else? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Have there been on our travels we've encountered a few unusual occurrences within the towns we've stopped by, things that aren't of the norm for the towns themselves. Some would say almost supernatural. We were wondering if these strange occurrences have traveled this far. And this is us being a player and not remembering. Are we north or south of Boone right now? Or
North.
Northwest.
Mhm.
I guess she'll say this far north.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And God, I'm so sorry. I do this sometimes with my brain. I tuned out the first half of what you said. Can you repeat it one more time?
Basically, she's looking for any news of unusual occurrences.
Got it. She says, nothing. Well, I mean, there has been not recently, but in the past, I'm sure anyone in town will tell you that there were a couple instances of some men showing up in town, dead, I guess. I'm trying to be as kind as possible to your ears.
Were they murdered or?
It looks like that they were killed by some sort of wild
Were they
animal.
missing hearts?
Not that I know of. I think their hearts were intact. But it seemed like some sort of wild animal, like large claw marks and bite marks. They couldn't figure out exactly what it was, but maybe I think the word ended up being that it was some sort of like pack of wolves or something.
When did this happen?
This was a couple of months ago, but before that, there was another one like 4 or 5 months before that. Same thing as well. But we haven't seen wolves in these parts, so that's, I think, what got the town interested on it. Nothing super recent, though. I think a lot of people started, keeping an eye out from then on.
Did the bodies turn up in the same spot?
No, 2 different spots in town. And she kind of like gives you a brief description of where they are, but nothing that sparks interest. Just like out in where a lot of the houses are, there's a lot of like alleyways and stuff. And she was like, this alleyway off the street. And then the other one was, the other side of town. So they weren't huddled together too much. Besides that, the town is very quiet. We're just a small bunch of lumberers trying to get by. I do well enough for myself. But yeah. Small town. Honestly, you guys are going to be the biggest news that we've had in a long time.
I heard there was another set of travelers that were coming through. Have they stopped in to pick up goods or anything?
No, I haven't seen them. I did hear that there were a couple of people staying in town, but I haven't met them personally. Honestly, I thought it was you guys until I remembered their description.
Okay.
But yeah, just 2 of them.
When did they get in?
They got in last night. They stayed today. And then, but they've been mostly keeping to themselves.
These poor individuals, if they're like innocent, we're just gonna hyperfixate on them.
We're gonna cause so much suspicion in the town about them.
Yeah.
Like
They're gonna get driven out of town for nothing.
Amazing.
Love it. Yep.
I feel like our circus is gonna get a reputation as they will hyperfixate on people and they will not let it go.
Love it.
They're kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Kind of a creepy circus.
Don't associate with them, whatever you do.
They have
It'll
cult-like
only
vibes.
bring trouble.
Yes. 100%. Cool. Yeah, she's like, but yeah, you know, small town, not a lot going on. We try to keep it quiet around here, as best we can.
Try to keep it quiet. Okay. That's not suspicious at all. This is me as a player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Walk away.
I'm
Of course,
familiar.
Gurron does that as we walk away. Shut up.
All right. Anything else you guys had to ask or wanted to do or pick up?
I don't think as of this moment. I mean, we're going to be in town for a few days, so there's no point in picking up any goods or anything. Plus, we
Mhm.
don't know where we're going next. So,
I mean, maybe not immediately, but some canned goods would probably be at least decent to
Yeah,
bring on the road.
I would definitely say.
You always need soup in case you have to throw it at people.
Oh, does she have spices?
Does she? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
We might
Yeah,
wanna
she's
pick
got
up
all your basic stuff. She even has like some like mixed seasoning where it's just like a bunch of spices that would go, you know, all purpose sort of stuff.
That might be a good idea to pick up too.
Yeah. Ava's 100% on board with this.
Seeing as Garon's
Garen's like, what's
complaining
wrong with my
about-
random tree root?
Because this is a general store, so there'd be more than just like food here, right?
Yeah. She has a lot of basically this general store services the entire town for basically anything that they need. You even see like behind her desk, she has like a sewing station, so she even like provides that kind of services to the town. It's like a one-stop shop sort of thing.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing would be, we could inquire if anyone has any odd jobs that they'd want us to fulfill, so we could maybe get the script discount and not use up our money.
So this would be
Yeah,
more
were you
of
looking
just,
for
like,
anything in particular?
Yeah, I want probably not by now, but just kind of like scoping it out. Is there? Do they sell cookbooks?
Oh, interesting.
Spellbooks / cookbooks.
I think that's the kind of thing that we would roll for each place, because that's not something that would typically be stocked, but it's like something that could be, definitely. I didn't bring any dice with me, so if someone wants to roll, I always forget my dice, and usually I remember.
I can
right
roll
before we go.
since I'm asking. What do you want me to roll for it? Like a d6, a d20?
Yeah. Just roll. We'll do a d20, 50-50 shots, so 11 or higher, and she's got it. 10 or lower, and look elsewhere.
16.
16, yeah. She has a basic cookbook. You actually read the cover of it and see, it just basically says like, family cookbook on it. The name below it says, I actually want a name for this, so I'm going to find one. Lillian Moore is the name on the cover.
I don't know if that is something I should be noting or not.
And how much is it?
You don't see a price on it, but the woman behind the counter, she says, "Oh, that's my grandma's cookbook. We made a bunch of copies and have been selling it. I think a book is looking around like she's like it would be about 10 script." And she doesn't give you a cash price right off the bat because she assumes that you guys would have script, I guess. That's how she usually deals. She's like, oh, but you're out of town. So if you want to do cash, I just have to bump up the price a little bit because cash doesn't go as far around here. But maybe $15.
Okay. Huron will make a note of that.
I
Perfect.
think it
That's
sounds like we should be getting looking for some odd jobs to get us some script.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We never asked this lady her name.
Yeah. I mean,
Sylvia.
something
It's nice to
more.
meet you.
I feel like
I'm
that's
Sylvia.
normal
Sylvia.
for Garon to like in the like after like 10 minutes of conversation to be like,
whips around. Oh, what's your name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She says I'm Sylvia Moore. It's nice to meet you guys. If you need anything while you're in
Sylvia.
town, let me know. I either have it or I can get it for you.
sounds good. Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening. You let me know if you need anything else. Did you guys want to pick up the spices while you were in here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we want to, or do we want to wait till we have some script and see if we can get a more discounted price?
Oh, we could
Yeah.
see if we could get some script from the cert. Yeah.
And it might
Yeah,
be good
let's-
too, rather than picking up a bunch of odds and ends every now and then, actually putting together a list of.
Of what we
What we
want
want.
and stuff. So, and that might be
Pricing on it, by the way, for just like a bottle of this like all-purpose seasoning is $1 with script or $2 cash.
Okay.
It seems like roughly it's usually like double whatever the price is to do cash instead, except for the more expensive things where it might be a little bit less. Like doing $15 instead of $10 for the book, or the moonshine was 25 cash or 15 script. But yeah.
Right.
yeah, I think it's
we could-
probably
Head out and check out the rest of the town, and maybe just ask
see if
Sylvia
anyone-
if she hears wind of any.
Odd
odd
jobs.
jobs? Could you let us know?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'll keep my ear out. I actually don't need any help at the moment, but sometimes I'll hire people to do deliveries for me for our my older customers that can't necessarily make the walk out here. But I'll let you know. Nothing at the moment.
Do you know if there's any bounties on these wolves that were seen attacking? Or well, not seen, but known to attack.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I think the sheriff is doing some sort of wolf bounty. So if you can find and kill a wolf in the surrounding forest, he'll pay you for it.
Maybe
No
we
one's
can-
found any yet, but
We could get
Here's
more
hoping.
info from the sheriff.
Yeah,
yeah, I would check in with him about that.
just seeing as my two compatriots are quite adept hunters.
When I can actually shoot things.
I believe in you. That's all that matters.
Oh,
can throw knives really well,
one
so.
of us does.
Well, that's
But
the
we-
fun thing, though. If I believe in you and I talk to you about how much I believe in you a little bit, you
You
get
might do
bonus
better.
I might.
Too bad we didn't keep the carcass of that one thing you guys cut up for parts. We could have said that was the thing that was attacking people.
Did we leave the entire carcass? I thought we kind of.
I mean, I got the wamp away, but
Yeah, we have the lamp. I guess we have. the
Yeah, I
lamp
think you
away.
guys
I think
decided
we left
specifically
the
not
rest
to
of
eat
it.
it.
Yeah. Let's not eat the cursed beans that we find in the
Oh
forest.
yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't have to eat that. I remember
feel
that
like-
conversation.
So
It was
the
not
carcass-
always the brightest, but she got that one from the one guy.
So,
in
so
last
the
town.
the leftovers, like the carcass that's left over, you likely would have left in the woods somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's technically back there.
I don't know.
It's very mutilated.
I'm hesitant to,
might be able to convince
It's like-
that it's a wolf.
I'm hesitant
But-
to transport anything that is of that kind of origin.
Yeah, nah,
Fair.
I don't think that, like, I mean, if we had already had it, like,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
but,
Just a recipe
Just
for contaminating our cart.
Brainstorming ideas, and the horse really would not enjoy that. I feel like.
Probably not.
That poor horse.
Yeah.
Bessie.
Cool. All right, so if you guys are all good here, heading on out. You guys heading to the sheriff next, or what's your
Yeah,
plan?
I think sheriff next to see if there's any active bounties or anything we can help with there.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
would like more details regarding the killings that I think would either be not great to have asked Sylvie about, or details she probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um,
Such as if
Cool.
there was a lot of blood where they were killed, and
Yeah.
what the state of the bodies
And we
were.
can always say we helped investigate the murder in Boone at this point. And
Yeah.
actually, maybe we don't connect ourselves to Boone because we also got like a guy that they thought was very guilty off. So
Yeah.
But we did
Well-
catch their heart stealer, so
we did do that.
And we took care of the other problem, but we really can't prove that we did that. So, like, you know,
Yeah, we kind of burned everything.
one of us did, yeah.
not gonna name
Yeah.
names.
Who knows who that was?
not saying it was me, but it wasn't me.
It's like, why? What is Ava doing? She's got a fire and she's just burning all of the things.
Love it.
Cursed. Cursed. Get rid of it.
All right, cool. So you guys, head across the way again. It's like all the buildings are right next to each other, that are not houses. Knock on the door, head on in, just gonna do something real quick. Bear with me. Ah. Gotta actually notate things that I make up on the spot so I can remember them later. All right.
What? No, you don't.
Uh,
You just let that shit disappear into the ether.
yeah, exactly.
You just make it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it when there's no consistency.
Yeah. Makes it super exciting.
Yeah. Cool. So you head on in.
See, that's where you
Um,
make it a mechanic of the world or the town itself.
Mhm.
There's a reason for the lack of consistency.
You
The
see,
Twilight Zone.
yeah. So you walk in, and you see, basically just like a one room, if you think of like Old West sheriff sort of layout, where it's like you have two cells against the wall. Currently, both are open and there's no one in there. On the other side is a desk and a ton of filing cabinets. And then you see slumped forward in the desk, snoring extremely loudly. You see the sheriff himself. Older, maybe 60-ish man with balding gray hair. And next to him on the desk is a gallon-sized empty jug that looks suspiciously like the moonshine jugs, is sitting just like on his desk next to him.
Good
and,
to know we don't have to worry about narcs.
Yep.
So you just see him there on the desk, and he does not wake up or anything when you guys enter.
I will say you said slope forward and it was like someone's killed the sheriff.
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking. I was like, oh god, he's dead.
He's-
We're immediately gonna become wanted fugitives.
yeah, that's why I made sure to add in that he was loudly snoring. So that you guys knew.
Before they Ava's gonna just pick up the jug of moonshine to see how much is in it.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh, it's empty. It's empty. His jug's empty. He's finished it off and fallen asleep.
He had a good night.
Mm-hmm.
I
Good
think it's a little
afternoon.
further. Yeah. Not necessarily night.
Day, whatever.
Day drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that tells me either they have a really bad situation that he needs to drink or he's really bored.
Why
Little
not
column
both?
A, little column B.
Totally be both.
True.
Do they have any sort of like bulletin board with wanted posters or anything?
Yeah, there's one like right next to the front door before you came in. So you take another quick peek at that. It is a large board that basically says like bounty on it. It's entirely empty though, except for one piece of paper that says "We'll pay for wolves." It just like handwritten note, and it says 30 scrip underneath.
Okay, all right.
Should we go hunting for wolves today?
Probably talk to this guy first.
Okay, you want me to wake him up?
Gently?
Are you sure? Ah, fine. She's just gonna kick lightly his chair to wake him up because she doesn't want to like touch him and get swung on.
Okay. Yeah, you kick it, and it just he like stirs and just goes "Rawr," and then goes back to sleep.
He is the
Hey.
wolf.
Hey, Mr. Officer.
As you're trying to wake him up, you hear the door open behind you, the front door, and in walks a second guy wearing sort of like a more professional uniform.
Oh,
He's got a badge on. By the way, the badge he's wearing has the Barrow and Lock like logo on it.
Oh, love that.
So you know that
dislike.
It's like,
you know that
Immediately.
it's a small town, company run, so the company also runs the the sheriff's department as well. He comes in and he says, oh god, not again. And he goes over and like lifts up the guy's head and like
Ow.
checks his eyes, and then he's like, okay, and then just drops him and he lays flat on the table. And he's like, I'm so sorry about this. This guy, he's like mid-30s kind of guy, brown hair, kind of side parted, and he's there with you guys, and he's like, I'm so sorry about that. Can I help you with anything?
We were just coming to inquire about the wolf bounty.
Oh yeah, we've had a couple wolf attacks over the past couple months. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. Just if you see one, kill it. We'll pay you for the carcass. There's a few people that have started doing hunting parties, but those died out the last couple of weeks just because no one's been able to find anything yet, which is unfortunate. I'd love to.
What about other large predators that could potentially have been responsible for attacks?
He pauses for a second and he's like, well, he looks at the sheriff and then he looks back at you guys and he's like, look, I don't want to go against what they're saying. I personally think that whatever killed this thing was too big to be a wolf. But that's, I don't know what it could have been.
Oh, so you saw the bodies in question?
I did, and actually, I took really good notes. He goes over to the filing cabinet and like opens one up, goes through a bunch of files, and then he pulls one out, comes over to you guys, places it on the table, and yeah, just shows you some notes and some drawings of like the marks. And anyone who wants to make like an intellect like investigation sort of check can do that here. This is a difficulty 5, so it would be a 15 or higher unless you want to spend effort or do anything along those lines.
Investigation.
I missed it by 1.
Dang.
Makes sense for her, so.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, you're like looking at
the.
You take a quick look at the notes and are just like, this is too much for me. And take
Yeah.
Can I argue
She's checking out the
this is
security of the place.
identifying a danger?
Yeah, I'd allow that. Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine. That's fine.
so-
So difficulty 4, so it would be a 12 or higher with that.
I don't
Okay.
think I have anything that would apply here.
Yeah, unless you want to spend some intellect effort, that's up to you.
That was a 15.
Hey, oh, great.
It's pretty late in the day. I think I will spend.
Oh yeah, you
Effort,
can. Yeah, I
just-
forgot. We're at this. We also
Yeah,
have
if two of you
time.
get it, I'll give you some extra details if you'd like.
Yes, please.
And I'm remembering correctly that if I have 2 edge in a skill, I spend 1 point for, like, 1 effort. Yes?
Yes.
Like, to lower the difficulty, I spend...
If it's an intellect
you're
skill
right.
for you, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you've got 2 edge for it.
That's a 6.
Nice. Okay, so you don't get it either.
Nope.
But we've got... sorry. Taking notes again. Okay. So, Ruby.
Yeah.
You look through it, and the main thing that piques your interest as like, because you're considering the wampus creature that you guys fought the previous night. So you're trying to see if these match up with it, and so the main identifying thing here would be the bite marks, and you see that he's actually like sketched out like a drawing of what they looked like, how big the holes were, that sort of thing. So you're looking for like this creature that you fought had very distinctive fangs, so you're looking for those fang marks essentially in these bites, and you don't see those there. It does look more akin to a wolf, but you do pick up on what he's saying, which is like this is a lot bigger than a wolf could be. Like the jaw size, the claws themselves go deeper and larger than what a wolf would be, but it's still wolf-like, the bite marks.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I would ask, this person is a deputy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd ask the deputy, were these people killed in the locations where they were found, or were they killed somewhere else and their bodies were moved?
Yeah, all signs point to them being killed in the location they were found. I mean, obviously, I can't give you every detail. This is an ongoing case, so I got to keep some things close to my chest. What I can tell you is that both of them were found in like pretty hidden off locations, like in a dark alleyway for one of them. The other one was found behind some garbage cans in a dark area, places that they wouldn't necessarily be just like out walking and about, which piques my interest, but we haven't found any link to why that would be.
Were these locations easily accessible from the forest or the woods?
I mean, no more than any other place. And honestly, both of them were, closer to the middle of the town than I would say towards the forest. Like you'd have to travel through several roads. So the wolves, and he puts quotes up, in question, would have had to travel into town first, found their mark, killed them. And for both of those instances happened in fairly remote locations within the town.
Do you know roughly what time of day they were killed?
Both of them were in the evening, like late enough that most people had gone home. Their bodies weren't found till the morning, both of them.
So I have a question for you. Are the bodies themselves like covered in like sorry, I'm trying to think. Does it look like something ate from them, or is it just more like they were attacked? Is there any kind of predation on them at all?
He thinks back to what he remembers, and he's like, I didn't think about it then, but I guess you're right. Yeah, it didn't seem like they were being killed as food, which is fascinating.
This is something that potentially hunts for fun.
That's concerning on a lot of levels, because normally when animals attack you, wild animals, it's because they're hungry, or you're
Scared.
threatening you're threatening the territory or the babies or something.
But not only
Yeah.
are they coming into a human population center,
Yeah, which is not their territory, and I assume that their babies are not there.
Also knowing to
They
kill in
aren't
remote
eating.
locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, yeah, those are all valid points. I honestly don't know what to make of it, but the sheriff is in charge, and he said just got to be wolves, so we got the bounty for wolves. Great.
Wolves with
And it's been a couple of months since the last killing. We haven't seen any wolves, so
how
hopefully
many
it's
months
just
were between the first killing and the second killing?
45?
He looks at the notes and he says, yeah, it was just over 4 months from the first killing, and then the last one was about 2 months ago.
Was there anything that happened around 7 months ago? Changes in where you were, or where lumber has been focused, or anything along those lines that might attribute to why something started attacking?
Yeah, he says, no, I can't think of anything off the top of mind. I mean, that is something that I might look into now. Now that you've piqued my interest with this case again, I'll start looking into that just for my own thing. Honestly, like that, you guys just bringing up questions is made me quite interested. Are you guys investigators, or
Yeah.
what's your deal?
Yeah.
It's our special interest. We like to look into occult things and sometimes, take care of it.
Gotcha. Monster hunters, very cool, very cool.
Were there
Yeah.
any
He's like-
similarities between the victims?
That's what I was going to ask. Can you tell us about the victims?
Both men. One was young man. I'd say probably early 20s. Or actually, he would know the guy, so he's like 22.
22 and 3/4.
And then he says, and the other guy was my age, was 34.
Okay.
Both men. Yeah, I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but not the most upstanding citizens. But they did their part for the lumberyard, and we're sad to see them go.
Did they both work in a certain area of the lumber yard, or were they on different shifts, different areas?
Everyone just works during the day, but they one was worked upstream, typically cutting down the trees. The younger one did that. The older one was more in town. He was helping to cut the lumber into planks and such.
Well, what did they do that made them not upstanding citizens?
Well, again, I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but they were, let's just say, a little unkind to the the woman folk of the area.
Oh.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Nothing that's been confirmed, but they were just a little sleazy, I think.
Okay.
Both single for obvious reasons.
Incels, yes.
His nose starts bleeding. I don't know this word. But yes, Charlie, yes.
We didn't say that, but
Yeah,
you did, and we're not gonna refute it. So
Yes, exactly. So yeah. He's like, honestly, that's basically everything. I know I said I was going to keep some of the details to myself, but you guys seem trustworthy, and I think it's cool that you guys are monster I've wanted
totally
to do that since I was
trustworthy.
a kid.
He's
Oh,
such, and
yes.
he's
Look
so
at that face.
discreetly
Could you
trying to be a
not?
fanboy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any woman in particular that was very much not a fan of these two in town?
And no, no one in particular. I think
Okay.
they just always were.
They just
you know,
pissed off everyone.
Yeah, basically pissed off everyone. Everyone sort of
They
knew
were just
to
gross.
keep their distance. Yeah, just kind of gross in
Mm.
general.
But no
But
one for sure cursed them.
Were there
Right.
any allegations that they attacked any women or anything like that?
nothing that reached me.
Hmm.
It's possible the sheriff talked to someone, but nothing
he's-
nothing was officially filed, and none of the information that I have. Honestly, I would come back tomorrow morning and talk to the sheriff.
Is he going to
he's
be
a little out of it.
conscious in the morning, or like is he going to get more?
Maybe come in the afternoon. Give him a chance to get some coffee and
Sober up a little bit.
Yeah, this
I
this happens every couple of days, unfortunately.
If you need some smelling salts.
Is he going through something, or is this just more of a habit?
He's I think just more of a habit.
So he's just a drunk. Got it.
I don't like to speak ill of my sheriff, but yes.
You said it, not me.
Yep.
Just wasn't sure if it was something related to the recent difficulties the department's experiencing regarding the wolf bounty, or if it was something else entirely.
Yeah, no, I think he's just got his own issues. Doesn't talk about it much, but he'll often he makes a lot of stops with Leonard is all I could say.
Ah, yes.
Well, if some fortune telling could ease his worries, he can speak with.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna have a show probably tomorrow evening. Outside the general store.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I will be by. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Showing off some of those monster hunting.
Yeah, you can watch
skills,
me
huh?
throw knives.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Really
perfect.
good at throwing knives.
Yes.
I'm in. Cool. Yeah.
What was his name again?
He didn't say it because I forget to introduce people.
No,
but,
I was just
That's
waiting
okay,
for the
that's okay.
moment we start to leave, and
Yeah.
Huron is like, "What's your name?"
yeah, exactly. He reaches out his hand. He's like, Deputy Sloan. Nice to meet you. Charlie.
Nice
You
to
can call
meet
me.
you.
For a second, I
Charlie?
thought you were directing that right at me, and I was
I know.
like,
No, no, no,
I
no.
was like, wait a minute.
I could change his name if.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
All right, Charlie. I'm Ava. This is Ruby, and that's Garan.
Nice to meet you all. Well, you have a good rest of your night. All right.
You too.
You as well.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do in here? Heading back out. You see, he closes up that file. He puts it back into the filing cabinet where it was. Closes it back up. Locks it with a key.
Oh, I have a question for you. When he opened the filing cabinet, were there many files in there, or is it pretty empty?
Oh, so there's like 5 filing cabinets. He went near like the upper left, so the one all the way to the left and near the top, and that one seems pretty full. But the fact that this was a more recent thing, and they haven't even covered a lot of the other filing cabinets yet, is something that you pick up on. But there's a good amount of stuff in there from the drawer you saw.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is it active files? Because if it's active files, but if it's just general
sure.
timeline files, then it's
All of the files they have are in that one drawer.
yes.
And it's just sticky notes like Maria makes about our
Yeah.
games from masks.
Yeah. It doesn't seem super organized, which tells you that there's not that there's not enough there to be super organized. Like, you found the
Be
file pretty
organized.
quickly, even though it looks unorganized. So it's probably just like there's not a lot of case files back there at the moment.
See, Mass just has me in a file cabinet stealing mindset all the time.
We always steal the filing cabinet. Always.
Yep.
We've become kleptomaniacs for filing cabinets.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you go. You guys heading back out?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Once we're outside, I'm just gonna say, if they really think it's a wolf, those wolves have to have wings, because that's just, those attacks are way too far in town.
And if I'm wondering if it's something that is linked to shadows or can move through shadows or something along those lines.
The shadow
If I'm being
wolf.
Fully being honest.
Hi.
Yeah, one other detail you would have picked up on at this point is that no one's seen any wolves, but these people were killed by things that were wolf-like. So yeah, Garon, your instinct there of how did the wolves get in without being seen that far into town and then leave again, and also not eat any of the people they killed.
Yeah,
Ruby,
because that's like not normal.
This isn't that, definitely not standard behavior.
Ruby, it might be a good idea for you and Ava to ask around some of the women in
The
town.
women folk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we can do that.
We got the names of the victims?
We can say that you got them.
Yes.
I mean, if we just say the two guys who were killed by wolves, they'll probably know who we're talking
They'll-
about.
Those guys
definitely
who got eaten by the wolves and nobody's sad about it.
Do they have any friends? We're a little concerned that there's other people that are assholes.
That need to get eaten.
Well, no, we don't need to say that. It's more so like we as women are concerned about potential threats, and if they have friends,
Apparently so
we
are
don't mind.
wolves.
Yeah. Not saying the wolves are a bad thing necessarily.
One of the women here is a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
What?
I was thinking something that can travel through shadows, but
That's another option, yeah.
or someone cursed them in general. There are multiple options.
Possibly something that could have
Are
shown
you
these
aware?
men visions to draw them into secluded locations.
Yeah. Well, given that the bite marks do look to match a more canine type beast, are there any shadow affiliated canine type beasts or shapeshifters that you would be aware of? Specifically linked to vengeance or something along those lines.
Would I know?
You can certainly make a roll for it. It's going to be a difficulty 5 again, so that would be a 15 or higher.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was very vague, and I didn't. But
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Would this fall under identifying or understanding? This is always cut off. Identifying or understanding the magical, or identifying plants and creatures.
Plants and creatures, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm trained in that.
Okay. That's I'm trying to remember the terminology. It goes trained and then specialized, right?
Yes.
Those are the two.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So trained will ease it to a 4. So 12 or higher is what we're looking for on the die, unless you'd like to apply effort.
I would also like to apply effort.
Perfect. So because it's so cheap for you now, which is nice.
Yeah. So.
All right. So difficulty 3, just need a 9 or higher to get some more details as far as like creatures that you've heard of that match this description.
That's a 6.
6? All right, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, nothing comes to mind. You know that there's like this isn't outside of the bounds of something. Things like people that can turn into creatures is a possibility. Just because that's, that would be a way to get around the idea that something came in from the woods, killed these people, and then left. It would be like, oh, if there's someone that's already in the town that did it, that could be something. But, besides those vague details, it seems like it could be any number of things.
Yeah, I'll turn to Ruby and say nothing specific comes to mind. I could try looking through some of my books and see if that has some answers, but
we can also try and get some more information first. See if we can get any more specifics regarding the creatures. I realize that what we're working with right now is pretty general and doesn't really narrow things down.
Yeah, it'd be more helpful if we could have seen the bodies. But if you and Ava go and ask around a little bit, I could commune with the trees.
You should definitely talk to the trees.
Yeah, you can go ask around and try and figure some stuff out, see what the going perception of it is and what people are thinking, or if they've noticed any other strange things that could be linked. Like if there were any... What are the roads like here? In the alleyways that he described the bodies we found in, are they packed? Are they?
It's like packed dirt sort of stuff.
So it's like packed dirt, so it wouldn't really show paw prints all that well, but.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you could definitely you know the locations now, so if you wanted to go to the locations and see if you can pick up on anything, you can feel free.
I don't know if there's. Yeah, we could definitely check out, and you could try and pick up with your mystic magic sense too.
Yeah, I could.
I also want to let you guys know it's getting to be that time when if you guys wanted to do a show at peak traffic, it's almost that time. So if you wanted to do a show tonight, we're coming up to it, or you guys can decide to follow this thread first.
Do you want to do tomorrow night?
I'm wondering, do we want to do it tomorrow night when we have a little more time to advertise?
We could do a show both nights.
We could do a show both nights.
And just do all of our detective work during the day.
We could.
We can.
It might be better during the day for the two of you to talk to the women, because then most of the men and everything are out of town.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So I could at least make some money, and then
maybe they hang out at the general store.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
At least start making a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll flash
and
Ruby's
we can also
very trustworthy face around,
Yeah. And also try and contact the mystery guests that are chilling. Totally not ruin their lives by starting rumors about them or anything.
Or stalking them or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's not like catching our attention in the past has ended disastrously for anyone or anything.
I think we did save that guy from getting into jail. He almost died. The other guy died with
true.
us, though. So
one guy
I feel it's kind of a 50-50.
I mean, the one who did die was kind of an asshole, so...
He did kill a lot of people, so
To be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to fight an invisible creature. I'm sorry.
Also, realistically, we couldn't have stopped the assailant, so...
Well, yeah, it was invisible, and also, that's fucking terrifying. I got the fuck out of there.
That's fair.
Okay.
So what are we thinking?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to a show.
Perfect. All right, you guys. spend the next little bit of time setting up. Luckily, the area that was suggested to you was right outside where you already had parked your cart and horse. So you're able to pull out the wood you use for the stage, pull out the target for Ava's knife throwing, get everything in position, and yeah. Fast forwarding a little bit, you guys set up for your show. You hear like a bit in the distance, like a loud whistle go off, which is like the end of a workday sort of noise. You're like, all right, let's set up for people arriving, and we'll just go through and do a few rolls to see basically how much you can pull off of that. So starting with Ruby, you're the main one pulling in interest from people passing by.
Yeah.
You see a lot of the like wives and spouses of the people coming out from work have like met their significant other and are walking with them. So you have like couples that are walking by, people just like on their way home after a long day's work. And yeah, we'll grab essentially a persuasion intellect based roll. We're doing for this town, people are going to be just naturally interested. So we're just looking at like a difficulty 3 for you. So 9 or higher. Let me know if you got stuff that can knock that down.
I'm totally, you know what? I'll just take that edge. So persuasion naturally with Hears the Voices goes down by 1.
Perfect.
Because I'm trained. And you know what? I'll just bring it down to a 3.
Perfect. Difficulty 1, just got to roll a 3 or higher for me. Go for it.
That's a 15.
Nice.
Woo!
Plenty. Great. You start.
The entire town is here.
You start giving your speech to gather people around. Is there anything specifically that you're putting in your speech here, or just...
I think it'll just be maybe like something about us being new in town, looking to entertain you, help you out, make your day a little better after long day's work.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, but specifically like the idea that you guys are the new thing in town. The gossip you've been hearing, that's us. Come on by and see what we're all about.
We're super friendly, like lay all your problems on us. We're willing to help out, but let us entertain you for the night first and lay your worries and cares aside, kind of thing.
Perfect. Yep, love it. Cool. So yeah, you start you get a pretty decent crowd around you guys, people walking by. Most of the people that were walking by do stop and come over to see what you're about. And I believe Garon is usually the first act once that begins.
Yeah.
So tell me about your act, and you'll be making a roll, just a intellect based roll using magic, so you can lower some stuff with that.
Okay.
And same thing where it's just starting with a difficulty 3. You guys are the hot thing in town, so.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do start with some little simple visual tricks, kind of like producing flowers out of nothing, pulling a little duck out of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
A duck.
Not a bunny, a duck.
A duck. I love it.
Things like that, and then sort of transition into the more making things disappear visual tricks, and then end with like some card tricks. So I go over to like the audience member and I'm like, pick a card, and pull it. It ends up being underneath their seat or in the bottom of their shoe or something like that.
Perfect. Yep, love it. Yeah, last time you did more of like a fortune teller act. This time you're doing more like a straight
the grand
magic.
Visual, magic tricks.
Perfect. Love it. Awesome. All right, so you make a roll for me, starting at difficulty 3. I believe you bring things down by
magic.
2s.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's dropping it already to a 1, so 3 or more. If you want to automatically succeed, you could also throw some effort at this with your intellect pool. Or you can roll. That's up to you.
Don't go ahead.
You want to save the points?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So 3 or higher.
Oh my god, that is a 4. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, good.
Hanging
Good.
on by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, holding on by a thread.
Luckily, you're really good at using magic, so
Yeah.
you're able to what you don't do well with your social skills, you're able to more than make up with your just the pure spectacle of your magic. And fantastic, and you get a lot of audience reaction. There's a few kids in the audience, and you're able to specifically target things at them to get the crowd on your side. And yeah, have a great little time doing that. And as you are finishing up your act, we've of course got Ava next with her knives. Anything specific you want to do with your act here?
She's just doing kind of the usual like flashy stuff. A little twirl in between, then throw. Just kind of stuff like that.
Perfect. The usual. It sounds good. So difficulty 3 again. This is like using your weapons like an attack, so we'll ease it for your knife usage to a 2, so 6 or higher.
Okay. 11.
Nice, perfect, cool. So yeah, you guys succeed on all 3 of those. You do your act, and the audience loves you. You guys have a spectacular evening with all these people. As things are wrapping up, people are starting to throw coins in the like hats and stuff you put out. You guys are collecting things. So first of all, let's grab the total that you guys get, so that's out of the way, and then I'll describe one more thing. So the way that I'm going to do this going forward is basically if you succeed, you get to roll a d6, and then that's how many dollars you get. If you fail, then you don't get to roll, and it's just a 0 for your particular act. So all 3 of you, if you guys can each individually roll a d6 for me and let me know what you get.
Okay. I got a 6.
Oh, fantastic.
I got a 4.
I got a 2.
2, got it. Sounds good.
And then is this dollars or script we're getting?
It's script you're getting. So you got 12 script out of your act here. People just throwing in coins, whatever they have. Again, you're doing it to the people, and the people have script. That's what they get paid, so that's what they have to tip you guys.
Yeah, this is just for my own personal notes. I'm like, which one am I doing?
Yes, yeah. Good to keep track of, because when you're in a company town, it's better to use script.
And we're in Barlow and Locke, right?
Yep, Barrow and Locke. Wait, Barlow or Barrow? Barrow.
I think Barrow.
Yeah, Barrow. Cool. And then Ruby, once you got that written down, you notice something in the audience. I'm going to describe the 2 people that you see, and then we'll talk about the significance in a minute. So 2 people standing next to each other. One is much larger than the other. The large man, big muscular build, big bushy beard. He's got a white, like a clean white button-up shirt on with the sleeves rolled up so that you can see his massive forearms and arms. He's standing there. Next to him is a more slender person, a little bit shorter. They have androgynous features, so they'd be non-binary. And they're wearing like essentially like a 3-piece suit sort of thing, but not as fancy as like a full 3-piece suit. It's like your brown sort of fabrics. And that one is holding a knife in their hand and kind of flipping it up and down, standing there. Both of them are staring right at you, Ruby. You recognize these 2 people from a previous life. One of them is named Rudy Wilson. That's the large man. And then you've got Jackie Watkins next to him. And you recognize them as 2 shepherds, which are basically the security at Good Mother's Ministry.
Oh no.
your old cult standing there. They've clocked you doing a show in town. And with that realization, before we resolve anything, I think since we're getting close to 4, which is when you had to duck out, I think that's actually a good place to cliffhanger and end tonight's session.
Oh no.
With what's going to happen next in our next session.
I was wondering if Ruby's life was going to come back to bite her, or if Ava's was going to come back first.
Yeah, who's gonna be first? At the moment, it's Ruby.
Yeah.
So there you
winner,
go.
chicken dinner.
So 2 people sent from your old cult to do something. We'll find out in the next episode.
Like, can you just talk about what a name Jackie Watkins is?
Yeah.
Yes,
That is
it's
like
good.
a fucking gangster name.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love it.
because
Yeah,
they're not
I'm
definitely
Jackie
here to break
Watkins.
legs or something with the way he's flipping that knife.
Yeah. I saw Jackie Watkins in the list of like randomly generated names that I have, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be like a badass, non-binary, the brains of the operation.
Yeah, Pinky and the
Like,
Brains. That's what
exactly.
we're meeting now.
Love it. So yeah,
Yes.
there we go. Awesome. So yeah, we'll pick up next week. Today was a little bit of a short episode as we're coming back into it, but I like where we're heading at the moment. We got a mystery in town and an immediate threat to resolve in the next episode.
And we got a
so we'll see
fanboy
that.
deputy. Like, this was a win
Yes.
all around.
Yes,
Win all around. Like, we got the people like us in this town. We're like kind of infamous monster hunters. Like, this
The
is
funny thing is, it's a barrel and lock town, so it's
Yeah, true. Yeah, like all the people you've talked to seem fine and normal people just trying to get by, which, you know, makes sense.
yeah, that's
but,
it. Yeah.
You haven't
But-
met any of the like true higher ups in town yet necessarily, but
yeah, that might be unfortunate.
yes, we'll see.
But if
mean-
we can win the masses part,
Yeah, I was
we
gonna
can take
say.
over the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
True.
We've already got a deputy on our side. We just need to win over the
Mhm.
sheriff, and then we'll be unstoppable.
Yeah. We just
Yeah.
have to solve his personal problem that has him drinking.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
perfect. Yeah, he's got some stuff going on.
Apparently, yeah.
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 Awesome. All right.
All right.
Okay. Thank
well,
you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. We will be back next week. See how this
Yes.
mystery continues.
We will have no jukebox justice this weekend because we are going to be doing super fun Jello Witch ritual things for the Memorial Day.
Ooh.
It's in memoriam of the Jello protests of the 1970s, you know.
Yep. Make sure to make your Jello desserts.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So
Peace out, everyone.
Weaponizing your Jello is
Bye.
optional this weekend.